Greetings friends, welcome. Today we're talking about command line arguments in NodeJS applications and how it can get a little bit tricky to manage this once you've got multiple flags, multiple commands. And so how a package called YARGS can help us out in this scenario and make things a bit easier for us. Before we do though, if you find yourself enjoying this video, feel free to click that subscribe below, change the alert icon to all, and you'll get updates for future videos. All right, let's jump in. So I'm just going to use a very simple demo setup here. I won't create an actual CLI application. I've got a video here for setting that up if you're interested. But just to make this easy to understand, we're just going to use a plain index.js and run it from using Node here. Right, so first thing we can do is have a look at what Node provides in terms of accessing arguments passed in. So if I do a console.log here, we can look at on the process.argv, which stands for argument values, we can see what is passed in. So let's do a node and index.js and pass in a command of build. Right, so we've passed in build, but we've got three elements of this array coming back. So these first two are always going to appear. You've got the node.exe and the file, the index.js that we're running here. So, and our build down the bottom, which is the one we're interested in, any others from there. So the first thing we would kind of want to do is get rid of this stuff. So we can do that. We can just come back in here and we can reassign argv and set it to process.argv /2, and that would remove those for us going forward. Set argv there. If we run that again now, so we're just getting our argument there, and you know, if we had a couple of arguments, say we had build and server maybe, then you can see those coming out there nicely now. Okay, so that looks quite straightforward. You know, you can certainly access them there in Node.js quite easily. But then as soon as we start adding in flags and wanting to do any processing based on those, it can you know, you've got to start putting some code around there. So imagine we had something like, you know, it would be a flag for build. And we want to say we want to build for prod, so we'd say -- build and prod, or -- build and UAT. Say when we run that, we, you know, the data is there. We could come in here and we could say if argv 0 is equal to what, -- build. And then if argv1 is equal to UAT, then we could log that out, that we're going to, whatever processing we would do. So do UAT build. Like that. And then else we will do an other whatever build. So if we run that, we can see there's the arguments we pass in, and we're saying, yep, do UAT build, which we've got in here nicely set up. So you know, you can access those arguments and you can check for them. Okay, say we've got some other arguments now. Say you could pass in additionally -- server, and you know, a server that you want to build it on. So you know, box 1. Now when we run this now, the ordering's different because I've got this server stuff before the build stuff, and we're checking in element position 0 and 1 here. It's not picking that up. It's not even coming into here at all to do the other build, because this bit's failing because argv0 is server now. So yeah, to be able to manage arguments in different positions with flags and so on, it takes a little bit of work. And so that's pretty much been done for us by the YARGS package. So let's get that installed. Let's do an npm init. Cool, and do an npm install YARGS. All right. Now with this in place, I'll leave that in there for the moment. And what we can do now is use the YARGS syntax. So my argv is now going to be, right, let's import it up here to start with. Yep, so import YARGS from YARGS. And now we can wrap this, the argument values with YARGS. So let's do YARGS and wrap that round there. And there's lots of configuration you can do here, but by default, I need to put argv on the end there actually. Let me just rearrange this appearance, move panel to bottom, like that's just because it's getting a bit wide. So we've wrapped our process.argv within YARGS now, and if I now log that out, I'll remove this for the moment, and we'll just see what we're getting down here now that we've wrapped it. So we've got our server and our build. Okay, didn't like that. Okay, we need to be type module. That's fair. So in here, let's say type module. We can do that for you. Right, and now when I run this now, let me just try and clean this up a little bit. Whoops. Right, when I run this now, YARGS has wrapped that for us, and we've got over here, this is going to be our commands, so ones that haven't got a flag, and they will be accessible on the underscore here. And then we've got server, box 1, so it's put it into JSON for us here, which is nice. So we've got the server, which was set as box 1, and then the build is UAT, and then our additional arguments that we're not interested in there. But what this means now is that we don't have to access this information based on an index. It's actually on the object. So let me uncomment this. And then rather than saying argv here, we can now say, well, we're still going to say argv because we've assigned it there. But I can just say, what was it? It was build. So argv.build. I can make this explicit as well. So if and we don't even need to do this double check now. Before we were checking for build and UAT, but now I can say is the build UAT because it's JSON, and then if it is, we just do our console.log there. I'll bring my console back. What have we got? We got that one and else. Yep. So now we're using this new argv object, which our YARGS is returning for us, and we can access it a lot easier off there. Let's give this a run in here, and now we're getting do UAT build again, and that will work no matter which order we're passing these in. So if we look at what we ran here, we had the server first and the build second. We can flip that round. If I get this back up here, let's run it in again. So node index.js. I can now still put, I could put build again first and say UAT, and then the server afterwards, and it's still going to work. Doesn't matter on the order now. And so that solves that issue of expanding lots of flags and commands. Now, there's lots more that YARGS can do for you. You can set it up to specify information about each of these that is then accessible on the command line. But that's another video. This is, yeah, what we've shown here is what YARGS basically is going to help you with, and it's pretty good at doing it. All right, there you go. I hope that was interesting. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if not. Don't forget to subscribe. Catch you next time. Bye.